Phase 4 of Marvel began earlier this year in 2021, and now with its latest edition of Eternals, things are starting to look even better. Eternals features one stellar cast and is based on an entirely different story, all in all giving us Marvel fans a little taste of everything else. Stay with us until the end of this video if you want to take a sneak peek at the behind-the-scenes moments of this movie. What did the first South Asian superhero in Marvel have in his mind for the role? If you're the first South Asian to be cast in something as big as Eternals, and you'll probably do everything to look your best for the role, right? That's what Kumail Nanjiani thought when changing his lifestyle for the role of Kingo. The director Chloe Zhao was a bit upset at first when she saw Kumail working out and transforming fully for his role, as she wanted the cast of Eternals to promote body positivity in every way. But Kumail had different things in his mind. His role, however, is by far one of the coolest characters ever in Marvel, and that actually goes in with his real-life personality as well. We all know how Kumail Nanjiani is a talented comedian and comedic actor, so the script writers made sure to add that essence into his character, as well as allow Kingo the space to work around it too. And that can be easily seen in the movie. Did Angelina Jolie really call Marvel to let them know she wants to join one of their films? Now that is a dream come true. It's a dream for any scriptwriter or filmmaker out there to have someone as big as Jolie join their film. And when Angelina Jolie herself called the Marvel Studios to ask them if they have a role suitable for her, well, who would say no? Angelina Jolie has done some amazing action films in the past, so the action scenes in the movie weren't at all new for her, but for her role as Athena, who can form any weapon out of cosmic energy, Jolie had to go some really extensive routines to play the role. The lessons included taking ballet classes, training with swords and spears and whatnot, but nonetheless, Jolie looks absolutely amazing in Eternals, and has actually set fire to the screen with her effortless, jaw-dropping performance. Both the producer and the stunt coordinator sort of collaborated with Jolie to create a movement for Athena that hadn't been seen before, and also which Jolie herself hadn't performed in any of her action films before. Also, Athena's role didn't have much to play in the movie, but due to Jolie's experience with action films and the energy that she was able to bring into the film, the producer and the whole team decided to get her on board for good. Did the Oscar-winning director take it up a notch? You'll agree to this part as well, that the CGI used in Marvel movies is pretty much the same, but when you get the Chloe Zhao in the MCU, you don't really think she won't add in her touch now, right? Zhao is known for directing her films in natural light, so for her to direct a Marvel film that makes use of a lot of artificial lighting had many doubt her talents as a director, but she proved them all that she won an Oscar for a reason. The Oscar-winning director was even offered Black Widow to direct, but she refused as she was not given full freedom to get her talents to use. For Eternals, Chloe was given full space to work on whatever kind of CGI she wanted to use, and that's exactly what she did. Marvel first off told her the kind of CGI they'd been using, but the kind of action scenes that Chloe wanted required a different kind, and that's where Previs came into the picture. Previs makes use of 3D animation to properly sketch out a scene before adding CGI, and not to take away the thunder, but Previs really did take things up a notch. That's why the CGI that we see in Eternals is one of a kind and something that no other Marvel movie has ever used before, and it's just because of Previs and Chloe's vision that we got this one cinematic piece of art in 2021. Did you know that Nanjiani had to take Bollywood dance lessons for his role in Eternals? Those who've been following up on Nanjiani know that he's not the one to ever miss the chance to be the center of attention. Being as charming as he is, even this Pakistani-Canadian actor isn't perfect all the time. For his role of Kingo, who ends up being a famous Bollywood star on Earth, Nanjiani had to take Bollywood dance classes for months. According to him, he's never been a good dancer at all, and during his classes he realized how bad his form really is. When Nanjiani heard about his dance parts in the film, his initial thoughts were that he couldn't do it. When Chloe said he could, Nanjiani knew that he just had to do it no matter what. So, apart from working out and transforming himself into a superhero, Nanjiani had to work twice as hard to make sure he portrays a good Bollywood actor in the film too. Were they really having production issues? Production issues? On a Marvel film? Now that's unimaginable. But believe it or not, due to the new tools of CGI that Chloe wanted to get into the film, the production team was having many issues with the budget budget, and for that reason they decided, wait for it, to get Kit Harington's costume on CGI too. This wouldn't have been the first time that this had happened, considering how we all saw Brie Larson's hair that was all captured in CGI in Avengers Endgame. In the end, thankfully Harington decided to get his costume himself and thus saved a lot of extra work for the CGI team. Did someone say lunch? One thing that many don't know is that the Marvel Studios, during the filming of each movie, the cast members and the team come up with a secret name for the film. The names are usually from the inside jokes of the team. We want to know the secret name of Eternals, Sack Lunch. Now that's what a name should be like. Eternals' first arrival on Earth. Or maybe just letting some steam off? As we mentioned earlier, Chloe Zhao wants to shoot all her movies in as much natural light and natural landscapes as possible, and that's exactly what her movies are known for. To shoot a Marvel movie in natural light and natural backgrounds may sound out of the blue, but Zhao made even that happen too. For filming the scene where the Eternals first arrive on Earth in 5000 BC, Zhao wanted a location that would look as authentic as possible for a scene as magnificent as this. In short, she wanted a location that would make their arrival 10 times more dramatic, and for this, she chose the Canary Islands. If someone knows a little bit of geography, then they would vouch for this too, that the windy season up there in the Canary Islands is way too extreme. Zhao herself mentioned this in one of her interviews, that while filming for this scene up there on the island, the weather was so windy that even she couldn't stay at one place for long. Zhao made the Eternals stand at the cliffs of the Canary Islands in all their costumes with that extreme of a weather, and to get the actors into their authentic acting zone, she blasted music on full volume. So next time when you watch this scene, remember that there was music in the background, very extreme windy weather, and all the top actors of Hollywood in their costumes up there on the cliffs just to get the scene right. What's the one downfall of working on a Marvel film? You get the spoilers for all the rest. If you're a fan yourself, then you'd know how much the endings of both Avengers Infinity War and Endgame were like, so for another Marvel fan to get those spoilers before getting to watch the film sounds pretty unfair. Zhao had begun working on Eternals during the release of Infinity War and Endgame, so she couldn't really enjoy those films later on. What makes this Marvel film different from the others? Each Marvel film is better than the last, but Eternals brings something new for everyone. With a very diverse cast featuring an LGBTQ+ and a deaf superhero, the cinematography and the wide lens used in this film is out of this world. Zhao said that she wanted the audience to completely explore the story of their screens themselves to get the true essence of it. Throughout the filming of Eternals, Zhao didn't focus on the stars that played the roles, but she instead told each one of them to find something in themselves that they could resonate with their characters to. So instead of giving them a character that they just had to play, Zhao wanted sure that each actor properly revealed themselves in their characters to get the true authenticity of their acting skills into the film. Now that's what an Oscar-winning director brings onto a film. With that, we wrap up today's video. Let us know in the comments below how much Eternals has amazed you from a scale of 1 to 10. And before you go, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel as well. We'll see you in the next one.